Hello and welcome to this edition of Daily Actives brought to you by Bootleg Macro. I'm Dustin, and Grab is on our radars today because it's one of the most active stocks on Yahoo Finance. And what is fascinating when I look at this price, first off, it's only $3. So we're talking about not necessarily a penny stock, but in the realm of where it's under $10. Generally, I like to cover things that are over 10. But today we're going to make an exception because Grab had 86 million shares traded. Can you believe that? I mean, obviously you would expect this kind of move would bring, as we see here, rising volatility, but I don't actually think it's rising volatility because even though we've seen here on this 9-month price chart, we've essentially seen the price range about 350. It hasn't really gone anywhere. I mean, if we look at it on the past 3 months, it's only 3.22% change. Even on 1 month, 3.8. Wow. Being down 6.8%, I wonder what the catalyst was today. I'm very curious. I don't pay attention to fundamental news. I only pay attention to the data the way that I see it. We are positive on the 15-day, 1 month, 3 month, and 6 months, so that's a good thing to see. Obviously negative on the 1 day and 5 day, but that could easily change. We have been negative on the 5 day rolling return for the past 6 days in a row. We look here at the grab signal in terms of the trade. We see it to go long in the short term. That's going away. The go short has showed up. We are still go long in the intermediate term, and we just lost the go long signal in the longer term. But yikes, yikes over here if we look at the trend, because we are bearish in the short term, intermediate term, and longer term. And we have been bearish, it looks like, in grab since, the middle of August, which, not surprising, the price was lower, and we saw a little bit of a rebound here at the very end in the beginning of September. But what we're looking at now kind of reminds me of, this could be, this is because the price is so low, you can get the kind of volatility you can. This has the very Tesla-esque kind of moves where like the moves become from such a low level and they're so beautiful and they go for so long in that ultra fast sentiment indicator that you can see here. This is a representation of bullish or bearish sentiment in the price action. We are in a rising bull. I mean, we're expecting things to continue to get better, at least for right now. The negative thing is, even though you see the rising bull, which is more like this is honestly more like seeing a ship gliding in water. It can't really stop. It has trend, right? It has momentum. That's what we're trying to measure there. But if we look at how it's actually moving, the rate of change, we look at the rate of change of how it's actually moving, what we can see here is that essentially we're coming down. We're at 49% where we used to be at 63% at the beginning of the month. So we're falling. We're seeing red. We're seeing red. We're now seeing a little bit of green in the short term, so maybe things are turning up, but I don't think it's going to be for much. We look at the overall signals. We've got only 2, and they're both in the bear key. They're both in the bear key 3. We have no bullish signals whatsoever. Those have been completely gone since the beginning of August. We look at the overall chart. I mean, yikes. I truly am concerned about people probably are expecting that it's going to break out above $4, which I would understand. This type of move that you've seen from, underneath 3, as low as 275 up to this level, even right here, you're in a great profit. But if we're looking at the overall move, we do see that this could be actually the beginning of something where if we can reclaim above this 15-day moving average of bullish sentiment, we can get above 50%. We can get back up somewhere like we were in the beginning of August. Things would be fantastic. If there's anything that's quite concerning about the move today, it would be this chart. It would be when we look at the volume, we can see that we had 86 million shares traded while the price dropped. 96 million shares traded. I want to see what the price what happened on that day. On the 30th of, it's weird that you can't even really tell, I guess, that you're having, because what day had the most shares traded? It was the 31st of May. How do you not even see that? Like, where is this? Where was this day? Why was this such a weird day? So this day right here was the biggest day. Opened at 291. It had a low at 285 and it closed at 298. This was the day where you had the most volume. That's a crazy day. That is a very odd day. And I'm going to admit it because I don't really pay attention to stocks at this level. You can even see the volatility. The volatility is weird shaped. If you look at most of the stocks, and I'm actually just going to quickly change because I know if you're watching a grab video, you probably don't watch most of my other videos, but I end up covering a lot of the very top stocks that exist in the stock market and that are most active in the day. You usually will see, like, this is Tesla. You usually see something like this with a very nice profile of volume, where what you're seeing right now in this is a very interesting one. Like, if I look at Apple and the profile of volume, the volume profile is going to look very different than what we're going to see on Grab. I'm going to shift right back to Grab once we show it. But so this is actually kind of odd, but this is because it's so non-trendy. It's actually been so trendy in this terms of Tesla, and Tesla's been really up and down. Apple's been really easy. But if we go back to Grab volume and volatility just look weird. They just look weird, and it's not in a negative way. Being weird doesn't mean it's not going to be profitable. You can still make money off of weird moves. Some people make an entire living off of that. It's just the way that this is moving right now. You can see that the volatility is breaking out, the correlation is starting to rise higher. You'd actually expect, if this correlation, this is the correlation of volatility, if the correlation continues to rise like that, which you'd expect as this volatility is breaking out, that the price is going to rise very aggressively. right? It's just you saw a gap that was down where normally this would be expecting a gap that is up. So I'll be very curious what the volatility does to reset, and that correlation does to reset over the rest of the week. If we look at this overall trade range, obviously, again, this reflects a lot of volatility, but I do like, and I'll admit this, I do really like that the top of the trade range is going higher. I like that it's rising higher. It's almost actually, is this the highest price? This is the highest price in the trade range of the past 9 months. I love that. It's actually higher than the current price. You'd expect now that the bottom of the range is going to come up because this move is going to really start to kind of churn that volatility. Obviously, you can see that it's spiking already and it's going to keep rising. If it keeps rising, you're going to get some really aggressive moves inside of this trade range, which would actually be really nice to go higher. If we look at the ultra fast sentiment, I do like what I see here. I think it could definitely get above that 50% and get above that 15-day moving average. I would love to see that. But tell me what you think in the comments below. Are you long? Are you short? Do you like it? Do you love it? Is this even a good review? And before you go, do me a favor, subscribe to the New High newsletter. We give you 25 stocks to your inbox every single Sunday. Stocks breaking out to all-time highs. It's a great list to review on a Sunday before you start your trading week. I'll talk to you soon.